50 years ago today, a new airport was opened in County Antrim. It was called Aldergrove and was Northern Ireland's only civil airport at the time. It replaced the airport at Nuts Corner, which was straining to cope with increased air traffic and was prone to the effects of poor weather conditions. Aldergrove was renamed Belfast International in the 1980s, and it has witnessed the transition from the age of luxury air travel to the rise of budget airlines. Here's our North East reporter David Maxwell.
It was a golden age of air travel. Northern Ireland's main airport was at Nuts Corner, but as more people took to the wing and the planes got bigger, a new one was needed. There was already a longer runway at nearby Aldergrove RAF station. A decision was made in 1959 to move Northern Ireland's main civilian airport here to Aldergrove. The terminal opened 4 years later and the public were able to travel to 18 destinations across the UK and Ireland. Within just a few years of opening, the terminal and runway were extended and scheduled transatlantic flights to New York began.
When I first came, we weren't big enough to take a large aircraft. And our director, Dougie Melrose, said, well, you'll never get a jumbo in here and you'll never get Concorde. And those are two outstanding items that I was able to handle.
Concorde was not a regular service, but from 1977, jumbos were. In fact, any big aircraft can land here, useful for both the military, which has always maintained a presence on this site, and for freight.
At one stage, there were more flights during the night hours than there were actually during the daylight hours. They were flying in newspapers, post. Most nights we flew something like 11 tons of eels, live eels, out to Amsterdam and eventually out to Germany.
But the airports had turbulent times too. It became a target during the Troubles. A mortar attack in 1976 led to a permanent security checkpoint being installed. It was removed after the peace agreement, something which coincided with the rise of budget airlines and a huge increase in air travel. The airport has seen the famous, the rich and the powerful. And today there was an opportunity to look back on 5 decades and consider the future.
The key issue for us over the course of the next few years is to ensure that road access between the motorways, the M1 and the M2, is upgraded to this airport to be sure that people are getting the best possible service.
50 years, 120 million passengers and counting. David Maxwell, BBC Newsline, Belfast International Airport.
Times have certainly changed. Do you remember people used to get dressed up, shirt and tie, to go on a flight?
And now you wear onesies or pyjamas.
Well, now, whatever you're into, Stephen.